Today we have two Rough Ryder Reserve knives to look at. The first one is listed as a Coke bottle red jigged bone. I first saw this on Splitting Slices. You should take a look on his channel. He has an extensive knife collection and shows some beautiful pieces. I've always been a fan of larger knives, and when I saw this, I just had to get one. These were only $29.99. To open it up, I'm going to use this EDC fixed blade that I recently made, along with the Kydex sheath and pocket clip. These can be hard to get open without ripping that flap. Well, before we open it up, this is a RRR 048. It comes with their standard tin. It barely fits in there. Got your cleaning cloth. Now look at that. Very satisfying click. Lockback. Let's get a few measurements on this. The overall length of the knife is 5 3/8 of an inch. It is a nice big knife. Fills the hand, gives plenty of room for a good grip for doing heavy work. Blade length is about 4 3/8. Cutting edge, 3 5/8. It's got a hollow grind. Can feel that concave in the edge. And the bevel isn't all that big. It's fairly thin behind the edge. This is going to be a great slicer. Just a very nice, heavy-duty work knife. There you can see the model number, and it's D2 steel. Don't mind my hands. I have some ink on here from messing with fountain pens. That'll be something for another video. If any of you are interested in fountain pens, leave a comment down below and let me know, and I'll make a few videos on them. Let's see here. 0 up and down play. Comes fairly sharp. I'll give it a touch up on some ceramics and it'll be ready to go. Now let's take a look at the other one. The other one is a Panta 2-bladed folding knife. Model number RRR 043. Seam cleaning cloth and wax paper. I've been looking for these for a while. Seems to me maybe a year ago they had an offering very similar to this. I don't know if this is that same offering or it's a new release. I'm not sure how old this is, but I've been looking for this style knife in a Rough Ryder Reserve for probably over a year. Nice snap. So you've got a Warncliffe blade. and a nice big clip point. Fairly thick knife. The autofocus was messing with me, so I put it in manual focus. Now let's take a look at the back springs. The fit and finish on that is pretty nice. The termination of the springs is nice and square. Blade centering there is spot on, and it's spot on there. Let's take a look on the larger knife. This one is off. Let's open it and close it again. This is definitely way off to one side. This one is just perfect. This is a really nice knife. Let's get both blades open. The clip point blade is just a little bit longer than the ByronK. Let's get a measurement on these. 3 1/4 inches. And about 2 7/8. I really like how they did this one with the micarta. The red and the black with the silver in between. The threads on the bolsters. Just very well done. I really like the looks of this one. Also a nice big knife. A little bit smaller than here, but with just about a 4 1/2 inch handle. This thing fits a large hand really nicely. That 4 1/2 inch handle just fills your hand up, and you can grip it and you have no problem at all. You're not going to slip even doing heavy cuts. This is a great knife to get some heavy work done. I might make a belt sheath for this. This knife is just a little bit chunky. It's a little bit big. Let's see. 5/8 of an inch thick. This would be a great belt knife. D2 tool steel. And Rough Ryder does an excellent job on their D2 steel. These hold a great edge. These are 2 excellent Rough Ryder Reserve knives. I have a few more to review next, and then from there we're going to go on to some Queen Winterbottom bone. Upon further inspection of this Coke bottle red jig bone lockback, as we saw, it was off to one side. It's also loose, and if I open the knife up and hold the lock in, there's side-to-side wiggle. So the pivot's a little bit loose. Plus, we're off to one side some. So we're going to attempt to fix this. I'm going to lay a piece of leather across the bolster, and we're going to give it a few taps. The pin is about here, so we're going to give a few taps on this side to drive the bearing surface over this way and move the blade that way, and also tighten the pivot up a little bit. So first, let's just start with a few taps right here. I'm going to hold this side of the knife up in the air. Give it a few taps there. We're going to have to do that again. Got to be careful not to hit the bone. We don't want to crack that. The play's coming out, but we haven't centered the knife yet. So let's go a little bit more. Hasn't moved. So we'll go a little harder. Okay, that's moved. Feels like the wiggle is gone. Couple more taps. We're almost there. I don't feel any wiggle. Let's close it and look at the centering. Still just a little bit over to that side. But we don't have that blade wiggle anymore. So let's go a few more taps. That is still off. I can see the pin right there. Let's do it one more time. At least it's off of that one side. But I'm not quite yet where I want to be. See, it can look centered until you open and close it a couple of times. All right, let's check this. I'm going to push it closed. I'm going to call that good. That's just about right. So we're going to stop there. We haven't messed up the bolster. The knife is now tight. If the knife comes loose again, I'm going to have to peen this pin and then resand and polish this down. But I'm going to call that good. That's fixed. Goes right back to center. Now we have two excellent Rough Ryder Reserve knives. We have the Panta two-bladed and this large Coke bottle lockback, which has now been fixed and the blade is centered and the play taken out. So even if these knives don't come perfect, with a few tweaks, a little bit of ingenuity, you can usually make them right. And that's a whole lot better than sending a knife back and trying to get a new one. It's also a good learning experience. It's good to start on some of the cheaper Rough Ryders, not the Rough Ryder Reserves, but get some cheap Rough Ryders and practice on them. Ones that are only $10 to $15. And if you mess one up, count it as a learning experience. The bottom line is don't be afraid to try new things. If you have a knife that's not perfect, go online and research it, see what you can do about it, and try and fix it yourself. Use some common sense. Don't do things that for sure are going to mess the knife up. Look at some videos like this where you can fix these things and you see the results. That's going to be it for this one. We'll see you next time, and I'm looking forward to see some of your knife mods.